Morning, Gulliver. So what's on the agenda for the UN Secretary General's visit today?
Well, the main thing on his agenda is to visit the suburbs of Kiev, Bucha, Irpin, Hostomel, these towns that were the scene of intense fighting and where numerous civilians have been killed. Hundreds, 419 in Bucha alone, according to the mayor of Bucha yesterday. And Antonio Guterres is going to visit the site of one of the mass graves that was found in Bucha. It will be interesting to see whether he'll have any comment to make on the accusations of war crimes and even genocide that are being leveled against Russia. These crimes, well, according to the mayor of Bucha, what he was saying yesterday, it seems as though the Russians were going around with lists that they had specific people to kill. At least in some of the cases, these deaths might be due to them carrying out the instructions on these lists. That does not preclude, according to the international definition of genocide, that it could be nevertheless qualified as genocide, but it's not a situation where they were simply trying to kill everybody who's there. I was actually in Bucha yesterday, and life is beginning to return to the town. Electricity has returned to some buildings. I even saw one shop open, but I'm talking about one shop in a town that had 36,000 people before the invasion started. So I hope that gives you an idea of how far off we are from anything like really normal life returning.
And Gulliver, can you bring us also the latest from the front lines, especially in the east?
Well, Russian forces appear to be trying very hard to make territorial gains in Donbass. The Ukrainians say that they appear to have stepped up their efforts and the tempo of their offensive. But the only place that they're really making significant progress on the ground is around the town of Izium, which is just at the southern end of Kharkiv region, just before you cross into the Donbass proper. And they're advancing on three routes there. But the Ukrainians say that they pushed back an attack where the Russians appeared to try to turn southwards and towards Slavyansk, which is one of the largest Ukrainian-held towns in Donbass and therefore presumably one of the Russians' key targets. Yesterday evening, the Ukrainians claimed that they pushed back a Russian offensive there and that on other fronts in the Donbass region, the Ukrainian forces are holding the line, but that the whole front line is being pilloried by Russian artillery harder and harder. And also, according to the Ukrainians, and this is Izium that I was already talking about, the Ukrainians say that the Russians have brought 500 more armoured vehicles there, so significant reinforcements coming in from the Russians, presumably to try to step up even further these efforts to take control of the Donbass region.
All right, Gulliver Cragg will be keeping an eye on that as it continues, as well as the UN Secretary General's visit. Gulliver, thank you very much for that update.